I'm moving it ready to go. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. It's good to see you this week, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We have a wonderful show for you today. We are in front of you could call it a live studio audience. Our daughter's on the couch watching us and giggling, and with her big old dog. And so we have a studio audience today. Today, I am very excited to talk to you about strawberries because we are growing them on our tower garden. And I have been talking about this for so long, but I cannot wait to show you pictures of them because they are now flowering and they are growing like crazy. And we pulled these runners straight out of our yard and put them into our tower garden. And look at, you see the flowers there? Now, in order to get them to turn into fruit, you have to self-pollinate the pollen on them. No, you don't have to go down and show them. All you need to do is take a Q-tip or a small paintbrush and just move around the pollen. Normally we have a fan blowing on it. Also, it circulates the pollen. And we do that to keep the pests down off of the tower garden. But I cannot wait to see what comes out of these runners that we took out of the yard. It's very difficult to grow strawberries from seed, and that's why we took the runners from our yard. So we are really trying hard to grow indoor strawberries. So today we wanted to talk to you about strawberries and what you can serve for your Christmas that would be a little bit light and tasty. Now, you know, I always got to give you the nutritional facts on the items I sell on the grow on the tower garden. So our strawberries we're using today, we did buy them from the store because ours aren't quite ready, but I really want to talk about the strawberries today. So the strawberries are great in vitamin C, which is really, really good for your immune system and your skin health. It has trace minerals that are frequently found in high amounts of whole grain and fruits and vegetables, which is an important element for processing things in your body. We also have vitamin D, folate. That is important in normal skin tissue and function, and fundamental pregnant women are, we learned this last week that the folate was so important for the pregnant women. And potassium, this mineral is involved in many business, listen to me. Rick said something to me and threw me off course. I tell you, he gets his nose in this and I lose track. Anyway, many essential body functions such as regulating your blood pressure. That must be why I enjoy them so much, because I need to regulate my blood pressure. You know that blood pressure is such a hereditary thing. So today I'm so excited. I have this recipe called Strawberry Bites, and what we're going to use is brie cheese. And you know, this is a very soft cheese, so I had to play with this a little bit to make this recipe work. So I'm going to give you all of my little tidbit information on all this. So all I did was take a strawberry, and you can see I kind of inserted, and this is only going to make about 12. And, you know, nice little appetizer for a couple, 2, 3, 4 people. Or, of course, you can, you know, increase it how you want. And you just insert the toothpick through the side of the strawberry. I went straight down and that didn't work because then it got top heavy. I'm going to thread on just one little basil leaf. Now I happen to be using Thai basil. Pardon me, down a little so you can see it. Okay, got to make sure you guys can see me in the camera. And then I'm going to take a piece of brie cheese. Now the brie is very soft, and I tried setting it on the plate, and you know, it just got too soft. So I took a little candy paper, you can buy these anywhere, and I set it down into the candy paper, and it did much better. See how nice it sits there? So we have like 12 of these. Then when we're done with this, we are going to put some balsamic glaze on here. Now what we did is we purchased a balsamic glaze, but if you have a balsamic vinegar on hand, you can just take that, about a cup of it, and cook it, boil it over like a medium heat in a small saucepan. Whoops, I'm skipping a step here while I'm talking. And you can reduce it down to about about 10, 14 minutes, cooking it down to about 1/4 of a cup, and you'll have the same glaze. This is the glaze we found. It's Bertolli balsamic glaze, and I'm not trying to make this little idea extra hard for you guys, but if you do have trouble finding it, that is an alternative that you can just cook that yourself. Now, our basil we're using is a Thai basil, which you can also grow in the Tower Garden. It has a little bit of an anise flavor to it, that little licorice flavor. And that is, well, here, Rick, I'm going to give you one of these to taste. We got the taster here. And then I'm going to take this. What's really nice about this glaze, it just has a little pour spout. And you're just going to top these. And then the papers also kind of hang on to all of that. And when you're eating, it makes it a little bit easier to eat having that little candy paper. You can pretend it's candy if you want. How good. You like it? Very good. All right. So the boss likes it. And look at how pretty that is. And of course, you guys know that I always talk about just putting things on a pretty plate. I happen to set these on my snowman plate. And isn't that beautiful? Just so pretty, and it doesn't take much to serve nice foods. Okay, we are going to clear this off because I am going to give you a little twist on a dessert. I guess it's a dessert item that people have made for years, and it's been a fruit pizza. But this year, we're going to put it on top of a great big oatmeal cookie. And this cookie is just made with, okay, that should be pretty centered for you guys to see. So we're going to have some cream cheese and some yogurt in there, and just a little bit of powdered sugar. Look at, isn't that beautiful? We pre-cooked this. So let me show you how we mix this up. Whoops. You want to get that out? Okay, here. Let's put it back here. Thank you. Rick has done a great job pre-measuring everything. What we have in here is like 1.5 cups of oats. We're also using whole wheat flour. So we're going to add a cup of whole wheat flour to that. And in here we have our ground cinnamon, our salt, our baking powder, and our baking soda. And we're going to mix this together. And I believe that's everything. And we're just going to mix it. We're going to set it aside. And the next thing we're going to do is mix our wet ingredients. Almost wet, because we did have to add some brown sugar here. So this is a great way to have a nice dessert served that's not heavily weighted. So we have one, what is this, 1 cup of?
No, it's
2/3. 2/3 cup of packed brown sugar. We're going to add an egg to it. And we're just going to stir this in. And at the same time, we're adding the oil, which is 1/3 cup of oil. And I had already pre-measured in some vanilla in here for flavor, because I like to pre-measure everything. So all of this is going to get mixed up, and then we're going to combine this with the wet ingredients. Now, the trick to this when you bake it is if you put it on a baking sheet, you could do it on a pizza sheet or whatever, but use some parchment. Now, I've mentioned before, we use baking stones because I just think they're wonderful. And so we always use baking stones, but you can use a regular cookie sheet, but put some parchment on it so it doesn't stick. So this is all there is to this. Now, I would like to play with this recipe because I personally would like raisins in this. And, but I have grandchildren that don't like raisins in their things, so I tend to cook for them. So we're just going to mix this up, and it's going to be dry. See how this is kind of crumbly? You want to bring over the baking stone for me, babe? All right. And then we're just going to put this on the baking stone, and we'll stick it in the oven and cook it. Okay, was that how you had it before?
Yeah, I had a little bit more. Yeah.
So Rick is really good at mixing these things for me. When I'm gone in the morning at appointments, he gets this all ready for me. So he's going to show us how to get this all on the baking stone. And we're just going to pat it down. And there's no reason, if you're using a baking stone, you don't have to spray it or anything because you already have it seasoned. Okay? Yeah, I'll use the spoon to pull it out. There we go.
No mash over here.
So, and he's just going to move that around on the stone till about 10 inches round. And that'll make a really, really nice plate. He just has to have it just perfect because he thinks it's the appearance that makes it great. Him and our daughter go round and round about the appearance of food. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to move you to the other counter to finish it, if that's okay.
Yep.
And I'm going, since we already have one baked, you're going to bake this on about a 375-degree oven. And you can see how the edges are nice, golden, crispy. Now, the next thing we have to make, and you want it to be cool before you start making it. So you can make this a couple days ahead of time and wrap it up in an airtight container. And so like on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning or whatever day you're going to serve it, you can unwrap it and then put it all together, assemble it. So in our bowl here, we have some cream cheese and we have some yogurt, of all things. So we're not having as much of fattening stuff. So you've got your cream cheese, your yogurt, only 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and then I add 2 teaspoons of your vanilla. And all we're going to do is mix this up real nice. Hopefully this blender won't, this mixer won't be too loud. Or I won't end up wearing the powdered sugar because that always happens to me. Oh, this is mixing so nice. See how I keep Rick busy with the cookie over on the other counter? Yeah, he's probably missing out because he wants to lick the beaters because I always let him lick the beaters. Our daughter's laughing at us in the other room. And then you're just going to take this and we're just going to spread it onto the cookie. And so with the yogurt in there, it really helps make it nice and creamy. And on this, I used low-fat cottage cheese to cut down on some of it. Cream cheese, sorry about that. What did I say? Cottage cheese. And then, good thing I have him in the background, guys. So, look at how nice that smooths. And then we're going to put some really, really good fruit on there. I have the strawberries. I have blueberries and kiwi, and it kind of gives it a nice festive look to it. See how easy that spreads? Now, what I was going to say about the cream cheese is a lot of times when you bake with cream cheese, you have to be careful using the low fat because it doesn't quite bake the way it should. So always read your recipes when you use that. So I have a plate of berries here, and it just doesn't look like enough fruit to me, but I'm going to wing it and see if it is. And if not, I have more fruit sitting here that we can add to it. See how easy, no pattern, just set them on there. If you want to do something fancy, you can. But by the time you get all the berries and that on there, it's going to be pretty full. So yeah, I just feel like we need some more strawberries on there. So I'm just going to slice up some more and put them on there. It depends on the size of your berries too as to how many you use. Look at how pretty this is going to look. Sure, thanks. And now we're going to add the kiwi. Look at the red and green going. Isn't that great? I personally think we should have used both of the kiwi, Rick. Look at. Well, maybe not. It looks pretty good like that. And of course, what would be a dessert without the blueberries? Fill in all the spots and you know, somebody's got to taste this, and we might need a plate to put this. Oh, I'll use this plate here. Yep. All right. What do you think, guys? How does that look?
Got our live audience to taste.
I know. We're going to have to ask the live audience to help us with sampling this. She's on the couch laughing at us. She's home for Christmas and just, you know, taking over the house. You know how the kids do. They come home and take over the house, and we love it. You took the plate away for the sample, babe. Okay. I just trying to get a little piece off because, you know, Rick has to sample everything. Okay. I don't know. What do you think? Looking pretty. The first piece is always hard to get out. Okay, go ahead and try it. I'm going to lick my finger. Oh my gosh, that's good. How is it all combined? You know, it has a little salt flavor to it. Is that from the cookie?
Must be.
He didn't give me the fork, so.
Right here.
I love it.
Another Vince recipe.
Guys, we made this up. We hadn't tasted it before we did it, and it is fantastic. Now we have dessert for anybody that stops by the house. So this is really, really good. I hope that you guys have a great Christmas. If you have any questions about our tower gardens, please call us. We are so very excited that we're growing strawberries on it. And we are growing a couple different kinds of basil. And reach out to me. I just love talking about the tower gardens, even if you just want information. This is such a absolutely fun thing to do. And you learn so much, and it's a great family project to start after the first year when it gets cold and you don't go outside much. So any questions, reach out to us. It's snowing on the camera. It looks fantastic. What do you think?
The whole audience loved it.
The whole audience, oh, our daughter gave us 2 thumbs up from the couch, guys. Yay. I tell you, we have so much fun with this, and I think we have dessert tonight for her.
Yeah.
And we want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you are doing with your families. Just cherish every single moment with them because it's so very important. And we will see you next week. And we're going to have to start thinking about how to get rid of all the Christmas sweets and foods, and we'll come up with a great topic for you next year. And until then, have a great week and just love every precious moment of your holidays. Bye for now.
Bye.